I'm a horrible toss.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Are you guys ready for the parade? You want a bag of candy? There you go.
Thank you.
It's going to be fun. It's a beautiful day. Are you ready?
All ready.
Woo! Babies!
Thank you. We're gonna say thank you.
You're welcome. You're out here bright and early.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Oh, it's going to be a gorgeous day for a parade. Are you ready? All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Nothing like sugar on a Friday morning.
There you go.
They want to sit down here.
Right, Alan needs to sit by Jesse today.
I sure would.
Madison, why don't you sit by your papa?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want
Madison.
candy? Madison, look.
Addison, would you like a bag of candy? There's Smarties in there and lollipops. There you go.
Parker, you want some candy?
Parker's like, yeah.
Say thank you.
That was a good catch. Almost.
What'd you get, Madison?
Ready?
Oh yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Thank you.
Minnesota Vikings fan.
Thank you.
I saw our interview watched the interview we did last week for the triathlon.
The nerve.
I actually look pretty good.
Cool. You ready?
Yeah, they live across the street.
Thank you. Yep. Have a great day.
You too. Yeah, not anymore. There you go. Y'all ready for the parade?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Fun. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready for the parade?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, oops. Thank you.
I try to do a good job.
Good morning. Thank you.
There you go.
My niece will love that. Her little girl.
They got Smarties in there, which I could eat like a pound. Would you like some candy? If I throw it at you, can you catch it? Yeah. Good catch. There you go.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
We're ready.
All right.
I didn't catch any.
I even threw one backwards. There you go. Look at these glasses. You've got great glasses. Are you ready for the parade?
Yep.
Yeah? What's your favorite part?
My favorite part is the truck comes.
Oh, there's some candy. I gotta find the inside of my bag. Hang on. There you go. There's another pair of those cool glasses. There's another pair.
It's a family thing.
Good for you.
Good morning. Thank you.
There you go.
My niece will love that. Her little girl.
They got Smarties in there, which I could eat like a pound. Would you like some candy? If I throw it at you, can you catch it? Yeah. Good catch. There you go.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Are you guys ready for the parade? Yeah. Do you have a favorite part of the parade?
Oh, thank
Huh?
you.
Just enjoy the whole thing.
There
Meeting
you
people,
go.
seeing people.
You out in the sunshine today?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the cool floats.
I'm on a float, so you can wave at me as I go past.
You better wave back.
Eric.
Here, let's see if you guys can catch, right? Uh-huh. Oh,
Almost.
it's with the little, there's cards in here because we're with Win TV and they kind of fly. Whoops. That one
Sticky
didn't
hand.
even, that didn't even toss.
Here, put these on.
Ryan,
one?
are you going to catch?
Yeah.
What do you say?
He doesn't even get up.
What do you say, Ryan?
You're welcome. Enjoy the parade.
One of them.
Good morning.
Morning.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
We're ready.
All right.
I didn't catch any.
I even threw one backwards. There you go. Wait a minute. Let me start that over. I'm such a good thrower. Nobody could catch.
Yeah, you are awesome.
I
Well, Jim, it looks like the 2014 edition of the Waupaca 4th of July Parade is underway as we see the Waupaca City Squad Car coming down Main Street.
Well, the parade always begins with local law enforcement leading the way, reminding people subtly that we should all have a happy and safe 4th of July. And right behind, we have a fixture, a cornerstone of the Hometown Day Parade here in Waupaca. We have the Harley Riders.
The Harley Classic Motorcycle Riding Club in full parade uniform. They're responsible, of course, for policing the parade route, make sure that everyone stays out of the way of the floats and other units in the parade. And through donations made by the parades in which they participate, the Harley Classic Riders support many worthy charitable causes.
There at the wheel of the squad is Chief of Police Tim Goke. And it is, these Harley Riders really do, I mean, they like to show off their bikes. You know they love to ride. But during this parade, by policing the parade route up and down both sides during the entire parade, making sure that youngsters don't get too excited, you know, trying to grab some candy or get close to one of the floats or performers. It's really a wonderful service that they provide.
And of course, we'll be seeing them up and down the parade route, as you mentioned, periodically, making sure that that folks are safe. Of course, we want to have fun, but we want to be safe on this 4th of July. And as the Harley Riders make their way down, we have a little bit of a break in the action. We will be seeing several patriotic units, and of course the Waupaca High School Marching Band. And we want to mention again that there's a great crowd on hand here today. Beautiful weather, 75 degrees, bright sunshine, and you couldn't ask for a better day for a 4th of July parade or any
Well,
parade.
it's funny, over the years, and you and I have never been able to recall just how many years it's been we've been doing this for WIN TV, but over the years we have seen days chilly enough that everybody out here had sweatshirts and sweaters, and we thought that was odd for the 4th of July. We've also seen days when it was so hot that the asphalt softened and people's chairs and equipment for the parade were actually sinking in. Today
Absolutely.
is the perfect middle ground, this 74, 75 degrees, clear blue skies and sunshine. It's just a wonderful day to enjoy the 4th of July in Waupaca.
I could take this kind of weather every day of the year almost.
10 months out of the year and then have autumn for
Right.
2 months and then back to this. I'm with you.
And as we look up North Main Street, we see the next entry in the parade, the Waupaca VFW Post 1037. Their honor guard with flags, their members on trailer and parade trailer, and they brought a big gun along, didn't they?
Well, I think they do that because they know the crowd gets a kick out of that. They like to see that. But if you look at the honor guard, and I'm watching as they come, it's almost like watching the wave at Lambeau Field. People are getting to their feet, putting their hands on their heart. Some of our parade goers are standing to attention and saluting as Old Glory goes by along with the VFW flag and the POW-MIA flag.
Well, Jim, as we often say, freedom is not free, and these men and millions like them put their lives on the line to not only gain our freedom, but to keep us free for over 200 years. As we say, some all gave some, and some gave their all. And we also see the
this is the
VFW
auxiliary. This is VFW 1037 auxiliary. The women marching, carrying flags, carrying rifles, just as the guys are. But just as the guys did, the women have carried us through the perilous times that the country has faced. And not everybody is marching today. Here in the Buick and in the Ford pickup truck behind, we have more veterans of foreign wars. And on one hand, it's good to see that some of those wars were so long ago that these folks are probably need to ride rather than march, but I have a strong feeling that if you ask them to, they would get off that float and march this parade route. Thank goodness we don't need to ask.
And of course, sadly, we're losing so many of our greatest generation, the World War II veterans. Thousands are dying every day, and just yesterday there was a report of one of the very heroic men of World War II who passed away at age 97.
Yes, I did see that. And, well, hopefully the people that have come since then, the 2 generations, actually going on 3 generations now, that have followed, will recognize the sacrifice. I mean, to think of what they had to do, to think of what our soldiers and sailors are doing today, to leave home, to leave the safety of your country for years at a time, put yourself in danger 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to make sure that that danger never reaches your hometown. That's a lot.
And now we're looking at the unit from American Legion Post 161, the Post Honor Guard.
They're from the Wisconsin Veterans Home at King, I believe. And I don't know who made this. It's been around for some time, but that's also a pretty popular item in the parade every year. Looks a lot like that Willys Jeep that became famous during World War II.
And of course, many of the soldiers and troops came back with injuries, disabilities, some injuries that are very visible and some that are not so visible. And we want to salute them as well, those who really sacrificed a lot for their country and for freedom. And we're seeing looking at a classic car there, Jim. You're the car expert. What are we looking at here?
I was trying to see the crest. At first I thought it was a Ford, but no, I don't.
It's a beauty.
Don't right on the side. It's a big yellow convertible is what it is.
And right behind them is...
This is our Grand Marshal coming up. That's Ted and Alice Lees from the Waupaca Paint Store, followed by the Waupaca High School Marching Band. Love a marching band.
Oh yeah.
There are certain things I'll just never grow out of.
Next we have the Waupaca Chamber of Commerce entry in the parade.
Kirk Callio is from the Waupaca Foundry in the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce float. Kirk risking his life today in a float being towed by a pickup truck driven by my wife. I'm sorry, Waupaca Area Chamber President Terry Schultz.
And following that is Mayor Brian Smith, who's walking behind the convertible here with his patriotic t-shirt on.
That's my neighbor.
And here's the sound and sight you hope you don't have to hear personally, but you'll be glad if you do need it.
Well, we point it out every year. I mean, you don't like to think about this, but you can be comfortable knowing that Waupaca Area Ambulance, now Gold Cross Ambulance, is available when you or a loved one needs emergency assistance, and it happens all too often.
And right behind the ambulance, we have a vintage fire truck.
I'm glad you said vintage. I wouldn't want anybody to think that this is, our fire department. It was at one time, but I don't believe this one's in service any longer, is it?
I wouldn't think so. But we'll see several units that are in service right now, and we've got a ladder truck coming behind that, and
Looks like Tatiana, Macy, Alyssa, and Michelle. That's the Waupaca Comet track team. And that's one lucky little girl. That, you know, those kids have to be the envy of every kid they know. How did you get to ride in the bucket on top of the fire truck in the parade? And you look at a small town, and you know, for years, for decades, it was fun to make fun of small towns on television series like Mayberry, and how inept and poorly equipped they were. Not the case in Waupaca.
And they have very good sirens, too.
Yes, they invested extra in sirens.
Well, we had a barn fire a couple miles from our house earlier this week, so fire departments, firefighters came from far and wide.
And that was a long-time family farm that was pretty severely damaged, as I recall. Guys pointing out that the 5-alarm dash is coming up on September 6th. You can find them online at race360.com. August 9th will be the annual Fireman's Dance featuring the Spicy Thai Band. That will be on August 9th at the Firehouse.
And right after the fire trucks, we have State Representative Kevin Peterson from Waupaca, who represents the 40th Assembly District in the state legislature in Madison.
And quite capably. And driving his car as his folks, as they've been doing that for him for quite a number of years too. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Enjoy your walk.
And
the Knights of Columbus. This is a good news, bad news. Go ahead.
Well, the Knights of Columbus has a unit in the parade, but the boat isn't here.
Yeah, the boat, after years and years of use, actually the hull suffered some rotting. And I don't know if they plan to replace the ship, but we certainly hope so. It was a trademark of our Hometown Day Parade.
We understand that the boat is in kind of semi-permanent, at least, dry dock now.
Well, everything ages, Dan. Except you and me, of course.
Happy Birthday, America, sings this young lady on the float from Falks Brothers Construction of Waupaca.
Got a ways to go. This is still the place that we all call home.
Falks Brothers has been in Waupaca since 1946. They're a diversified construction and material supply company.
And that's Jeff Landon and Justice Zitlow doing the singing. I wanted to be sure to credit them. They're wonderful singers. And, well, you're seeing just what I saw.
It's a family-owned company. They provide sand and gravel, road building materials, and as we said, they've been in Waupaca
since 1946. Speaking of family-owned companies, ABC Computer, owned by Donovan Lane, this tractor, all of those cars, all of the kids, the signs, and the hundreds of pounds of candy that he gives away every year, this is all one guy, grown up, owns a company, could never pass up being in a parade. So here comes Donovan Lane.
And ABC Computers is a technology firm specializing in Microsoft Dynamics NAV hardware and business consulting services, founded in 1984. The company has built a reputation for service, have offices throughout Wisconsin.
Well, he's a Wisconsin company, and he made sure that he's just riding on a Wisconsin company's tractor too. He's got that John Deere out there.
Up next, the Park Vista Retirement Living Community, their shuttle bus. Park Vista is located, is it just west of Waupaca, right? Happy 4th of July, say the folks.
That's
from
really a lovely facility
Park
out
Vista.
there. They have, I mean, they're right on the golf course. They have apartments as well as rooms. I mean, it's just a very good food. I know the chef there personally.
Have you sampled some of his fare?
Oh, this is also part of Park Vista. I'm guessing that these are some of the nice folks who live there.
Honoring our American heroes.
You know, another thing I should mention, when Terry Schultz went by pulling a float, it was in a Neville Motors truck. Now, Park Vista goes by pulling a float, it's in a Neville Motors truck. So many of these tow vehicles come from Neville Motors here in Waupaca, who just are nice enough and neighborly enough to lend these organizations one of their brand new vehicles, you know, time after time, year after year, to make sure they can be part of this Hometown Day Parade. McGruff the crime dog taking a bite out of some candy. And having some fun with the kids.
Up next, the Waupaca Community Theater, represented in today's 4th of July Hometown Parade. Part of the Waupaca Fine Arts Festival, the Waupaca Community Theater is presenting high-quality musicals and dramatic productions for 35 years.
Really? Is it that? How can it can't possibly be that long?
You're not that old, are you, Jim?
Yes, actually, apparently I am. Apparently I am. The Music Man is coming up. Dying to see that. Gene Badgley, class of '76, was voted the most musical member of his graduating class. I just learned that last night, and here he is. And of course, he'll be appearing in The Music Man. Was also the Cowardly Lion last year in The Wizard of Oz, and does just an awesome job. Great guy, great neighbor. And who have we here? Is this our hometown pharmacy coming? And apparently they're handing out some goodies too, Dan. This is a locally owned independent pharmacy serving the Waupaca area. They have free delivery, fast, friendly service, they promise. And they also have diabetic shoes. I don't know what those are, but I'm sure you could find out if you asked. They accept all the insurance plans and will make transferring your prescription easy and quick. Give them a call. They'll take care of everything for you at Hometown Pharmacy.
And of course, you're watching today's 4th of July Parade, the 2014 edition on Win TV. I'm Dan Hansen, Jim King's alongside, and we've got a crew of very able-bodied camera persons and directors and producers, and we're ready to go here again as the parade continues down Main Street.
It's funny how naturally that comes back, giving the station ID. It's not even required now, but we still do it. You know.
Well, so
10:21 on the sun. We've got 75 degrees in the breeze here in downtown Waupaca on a beautiful Friday morning.
The Tower of Radio Power.
Oh, and there's my favorite, the Rolls Canardly.
That's a beautiful antique automobile.
It's a Rolls Canardly. It rolls down one hill and can hardly make it up the next. Okay, that's from Tom Thumb Mini Golf. The owner, Joe Udoni, has a number of classic cars, but I'm not sure if that's one of his or not, because that one's really that's a beauty.
Beautifully restored. I don't know if it's a Model A Ford. We see a lot of those around this area. But
well, they actually have an active Model A club in central Wisconsin, so. Getting some last-minute instructions from law enforcement on how to safely distribute candy, and yet none of them have been instructed to bring it by the broadcast booth.
We see the classic car with the rumble. Coming up next, Victory Church of Waupaca in today's 4th of July parade.
They have a group of singers appearing on their float this year, Dan. This is a Christian church for people of all ages, program and learning environments for all people. And I'm just waiting for them to get up here so we can enjoy the singing.
As we take a look at their banner, discover yourself in Christ, it says.
Start by discovering yourself in church.
Victory
Well,
Church.
they've got quite a crew walking with them, don't they?
Their church is located on Apple Tree Lane on Waupaca's southeast side.
We have a keyboard on board, a fiddle, 2 guitars, and a beatbox. And I see more and more in modern music venues, beatboxes are actually replacing full trap sets. Drummers are learning that they can do a lot with just a wooden box that they sit on. Now, these folks are from right across the street from where we're sitting. They are from Adventure Outfitters in downtown Waupaca. Tim Lenke and his crew sell and rent kayaks. They sell, rent, and repair bicycles. Apparently they have tubes. They do kayak and paddleboard trips and tubing. They suggest that you put down your phone, get out from in front of your TV. Oh my. And they have the Green Man.
Good to know that we both see the same thing.
Boy, he's not pedaling very hard to keep that boat moving that fast. I don't know if our viewers caught that, but as the cameraman is taping the guy on the stationary bike going by, the guy on the bike took a picture of the cameraman, returned the favor, so to speak.
The Foundation for Living on 1421 Churchill Street in Waupaca is in the parade as well today.
This is a service that helps people sort of reintegrate into society. People have had some challenges and they're sort of starting over. They have a number of ways to help young moms and just people in general get back on track and get back on their feet.
A very, very worthwhile endeavor indeed. We want to try to, I'm sure that everyone wants to see people who have had some challenges in life get back up and be able to go on with their lives. And
well, that's a great point, Dan. Just because
useful.
something happened, and not everything is within your control, but if something happens and you find yourself down, there's no reason to stay down. There are people that will help you, and we all want to see you get back up again and back into the game.
What a vintage truck this is from Blue Knight Truck and Trailer in Waupaca.
Good morning, Dwayne. Blue Knight trailer is what I know them best for, and that's what they do. They make, customize, fix. I mean, if you've got a problem with a trailer or a question about a trailer or the tow vehicle, you want to stop and see Dwayne and the folks at Blue Knight. And that's his bride, Sherry, behind with their big yellow dog.
Now we're looking at Daniela Tho.
Danielle Tho, yep.
The reigning Miss Wisconsin, Amazing Miss Wisconsin. You'll be attending the National Miss Amazing pageant held in Omaha, Nebraska coming up.
That's her mom, Sean, and grandmother in the car.
And
I just, there's nobody here having more fun today than Danielle. Oh, and I see Dad over on the other side of the street there talking to one of the Harley Riders.
The pageant is for girls with physical and mental different abilities, dedicated to encouraging these young ladies ages 5 and up to become stronger individuals and community leaders.
These are the folks, well, it looks like food pantry to me. Somebody who's always, you know, they're willing to help, and if you're willing to help, all you've got to do is bring down some canned or boxed foods, anything that's non-perishable. They're always willing to accept. They take donations of money as well. If you can just, you know, make it easy. If you can help them help, life is better for everybody all the way around.
And the group is from Trinity Lutheran Church in Waupaca, right just around the corner on Badger Street. Next, we're looking at Fable Repair and Collision Center. They repair
the mobile service unit. They'll come out and fix you where you broke down, or at least haul you back in and Number 24. I can see him having the occasional breakdown problem when one of those big units just drives right over the top of that little thing.
Oh. I think he broke down.
He needs service. He's getting his head on straight. That's a good start. I think he just wound up that engine again. I think these guys are having way too much fun.
They may be having almost as much fun as Donovan Lane.
But there's not a kid here. There aren't too many grown-ups either that wouldn't love to have that little car.
And their big tow truck.
What is it about boys and their toys? You know, they get older, the toys just get bigger. But there's guys here today thinking, boy, I'd like to have one of those. Don't know what you would do with it.
We mentioned Win TV before, and here is our Win TV entry in today's Hometown Days Parade.
Well, you're watching Win TV, Waupaca's local access station here on Charter. Channel 991, I believe, if you're on Charter. And if you're not, I don't know.
It says there's...
And did you know that starting this summer, Waupaca has free Wi-Fi downtown?
Good to know. And everybody knows what Win TV stands for, right? It's Waupaca Information Network.
I didn't, but I do now. That was Joni. She is the hostess of a regular TV show on Win TV. We are only allowed to come out of the closet once a year.
By that he means we make an appearance once a year.
Oh, you make it mean whatever you like. All right, Paul's Concrete is pulling the Waupaca Foundry float. Paul's Concrete, of course, has been a Waupaca business forever. But the Waupaca Foundry, among our largest employers and among our best neighbors, produces gray ductile and compacted graphite iron castings for machinery, cars and trucks, agricultural machinery. They also, for durable goods. It gets to be a fun thing, but the majority, sometimes as many as 2/3 or 3/4 of all of the cars that race in the Indy 500 are wearing brake parts from the Waupaca Foundry that were made right here. And, most of the cars you look at, most of the agricultural, the big tractors and combines and things like that, all wear iron parts made right here in Waupaca or one of their other plants.
As the auto industry goes, so goes the foundry, right?
Frequently. They're actually trying to change that a little bit where they have more to do in agriculture and some other industries so that they are not industry dependent.
Emmanuel Lutheran Church has the Jungle Safari coming up. Emmanuel Lutheran is a member of the Waupaca Evangelical Lutheran Synod, consisting of men, women, and children united in faith and worship by the Word of God, its beliefs, programs of Christian education, and opportunities for fellowship. They invite people to gather around God's Word at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Waupaca. Very interesting looking float, Jungle Safari.
Aw. Now, there was no way to see that, but one little girl had candy and the other little girl missed. And the younger one turned around and gave the older one some candy and shared.
We're looking at the entry from Remax Lions Real Estate in Waupaca.
Locally owned, locally operated, full-service real estate brokerage, Remax.
And
they have the hot air balloon team. Their logo has been that big red, white, and blue Remax balloon. And the only place I've ever seen it is in the Long Drive Championships, which is also sponsored by Remax. But that's a hot air balloon. That's the equipment that makes a balloon go up. And I don't think this is the balloon they're going to raise that way, though, because it would take a much larger balloon.
The sign on their truck says home ownership, one of America's best freedoms. And coming up right behind is the Waupaca County Republican Party. Their standard elephant is in the parade again this year, as it has been for many years. And right behind is Paws and Claws.
Well, I was going to say, are we going to have a cage match? But no, it's pet services. They'll take care of your dogs or cats during the day. They do boarding, either short-term, long-term. They do grooming. They have a wonderful facility in the industrial park on Waupaca's east side.
Paws and claws. I like that.
They also have fences, toys, and snacks. Oh, who's that little guy, Dan?
Is that Waupaca Family Video?
I believe that's the float. Well, I think that's an M&M on top. How could I have not recognized an M&M?
Is it plain or peanut?
I'm going to guess that that one would be peanut just by the shape.
And somebody dropped a whole bunch of candy right in the middle of the street.
And if we weren't working, I would volunteer to go and help her retrieve that candy. Now, I see people walking around with boxes, you know, and I don't know if that's Family Video or not. That's the place where Family Video would be.
I think we have the Waupaca County Democratic Party. They've got looks like a donkey on wheels here.
Yep.
And of course, their aim is to elect progressive candidates for public office. I believe that red Mustang is part of their.
That's the Democratic Party float. They're touting Mary Burke's run for governor. This is an interesting bit of choreography.
I think that's probably a very appropriate word for interesting.
They're still working on it. By the end of the day, they're going to have that down pat. But the way that costume is sewed, you have to stay pretty close to on.
Waupaca Area Orchestra, I believe. Well, this is Bethany Home. I'm sorry.
This is Bethany Home. You know, Bethany is. Took what I thought was a rather uncommon move of opening their dining room to the public. If you want to go by there, you go in and eat.
And of course, Bethany is a premier senior living community with a full range of services from retirement homes, assisted living, and a skilled nursing facility as well.
We have the Waupaca Lions here. The Lion is also a regular in our parade. Lions Club service organization focusing primarily on the blind and people with sight problems, other visually impaired. They do a lot of good work, and you can help by, it's as simple as giving them your old glasses or contact lenses, even your glass cases. If you don't need them, donate them.
And we looked at the big international tractor pulling the entry for the Waupaca Youth Wrestling Club, a youth organization that teaches wrestling skills, sportsmanship, and being good partners. Waupaca Youth Wrestling Club. And right behind that is the Scandinavia Fire Department. Engine 942, it says.
Scandinavia Fighters Dance is coming up. They'll have Road Trip is the band coming up on August 1st, 5 o'clock. Lots of events for all ages, all afternoon and evening long. Road Trip will be playing beginning at 8:30. You want to help support the Scandi Fire Department and have a good time, I'd say the dance is the way to do it.
And right now we're looking at the entry from the Manawa Rodeo Parade, the Midwestern Rodeo in Manawa going on this weekend. And
busy, probably starting today, and they have events tonight, Friday night, and then Saturday, and real Western honest to goodness rodeo every year.
Waving from the back of that pickup, Rodeo Queen Katie Ubel of Ortonville and Rodeo Princess Bailey Wilshore from Ortonville as well. The Minnow
This next,
Bucket.
yep, the Minnow Bucket is a family-owned archery and fishing pro shop. They'll set up and service your bow and other gear. They sell bows, fishing gear, hunting and fishing licenses, along with, well, it's Wisconsin, so they sell ice, beer, bait, but also firewood, inflatables. See what they've got going on, and if you need something to get you started or keep you going in your quest for outdoor adventure, stop by the Minnow Bucket, and that's on Highway Q, I believe.
Yes.
Just south of the city of Waupaca on the chain of lakes.
And we see some of the products that they feature on their float here, which is a big, beautiful boat.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's, if you run out of gas, that's going to be hard to row.
You got to have a big paddle to
Yes.
get that one moving. Up next, we're going to take a look at the entry from the Waupaca Book Festival.
I was watching our rollerbladers there. They're doing the whole parade on rollerblades. Larson Co-op, delivering feed to farmers from all over Wisconsin. And then here's Book Fest from our book festival. The Waupaca Book Festival takes place Saturday in the middle of April 2015. They're planning ahead.
Mark your calendars, folks.
Book talks, poetry night, workshops. Cheapest vacation you can take is to sit down with a good book. You can go anywhere in your imagination.
The First Baptist Church of Waupaca is in our parade again this year with a colorful float.
Yep, they have their church van pulling the float that they make themselves each year. And it says, coming soon, Glowy the Lantern Fish. Now I wonder, they also have Fenwick, the Fennec Fox, Seismo, the Seismosaurus. Well, you almost have to stop by and see, you know, who and what those are.
And right now we're looking at, I believe, is that the Waupaca Breakfast Rotary Club? Waupaca.
I believe this is the Waupaca Breakfast Rotary float, dedicated to serving young people. Well, they do so much, you know, battling polio. And the people on this float are foreign exchange students who are either here from another country or are Waupaca students who have just recently returned from foreign countries.
Peers to you, Jim.
Well, peers to you, Dan. Whatever do you mean?
We have the entry of the waterfront equipment folks from
Aha.
docks, lifts, and rails here in Waupaca.
Oh, so if you need a pier, I gotcha.
And
Via Bait, Wisconsin. Second annual Dylan John Thorne Memorial Ride will be July 20th. It departs from Silver Lake Lanes in Scandinavia. We'll take a tour.
And we're seeing more of the motorcycles that will no doubt be taking part in this ride. You can win a 2014 Harley Davidson.
Boy, that'd be a nice prize. And somebody took advantage of this. You know, sure, I'll pull your float, but I'm going to put a for sale sign on my truck if you don't mind. So you can win the bike, buy the truck. What a fun way for a kid to spend a sunny summer morning is riding on a float in the parade.
Jim, did you see where Harley is working on was it an electric motorcycle?
You're not going to believe this, but I didn't hear everything you said.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I think that's what, you know, they talk about the sun and the wind and I think what Harley riders like is the sound of a Harley. And now, did you see this year they introduced an electric Harley?
That's just what I was here.
Ah, well.
The KC Lake 4-H Club is in our parade this morning with a 1954 dump truck.
They also have an exchange student with them from 4-H International riding along. And I'm going to guess that it's either somebody on the float or somebody on the horse, because I don't think they'd make the exchange student walk. But I have a particular fondness for 4-H, and that's where my father-in-law met my mother-in-law, which resulted in my wife. So,
Let Freedom Ring is the theme of the Summerfest, Community Summerfest float from Waupaca. St. Peter and Paul's Parish and other church organizations, businesses are sponsoring the Community Summerfest with a polka mass, pig roast, free fun park raffles, and so forth. All I need to know is when it is. Does it say?
Got some scouts out there too. That's Cub Scout Pack 3634, and I've got 3534 and 3634. So, I could not read their arm patch. Another of the Neville Motors loaner trucks to pull the float for the Waupaca Chain Skiers.
The Waupaca Chain Skiers are a non-profit organization that puts on free water ski shows every Saturday throughout the summer, right off shore from the Wisconsin Veterans Home. The Martin Center, I believe, is where they do their shows on Rainbow Lake. So great way to spend a Saturday evening.
We're in the habit of saying tonight, but it won't be tonight. It'll be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Actually, they had a nice fundraiser last Saturday night at the famous Indian Crossing Casino. They had the band Ask Your Mother, and did something, because you know, to have these boats and these motors and the gas and the costumes and, you know, the hours they spend training. I mean, there's some serious money needed to put on these shows, and they accept donations, but they don't charge. So the fundraiser was a good time. A little bit loud for somebody my age, the music, but it was very good music, loud. So great to see the chain skiers. Everybody should make it a point to at least one Saturday evening get down to the lake in front of the Veterans Home at King, bring a folding chair or a blanket to spread on the ground, and enjoy an award-winning water ski show.
And of course, we just saw them do a little bit of one of their routines, and it's a great group of young people that do this, and they have some really skilled individuals out there, some great teams, and well worth the...
Oh, a whole lot of exercise, fresh air goes into that group. Here's the Waupaca Area Orchestra coming along. It's just what the name implies, and they're playing for the parade goers this morning acoustically. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to pick that up or not. Let's try. That's a little different. It's almost like chamber music and
all
a parade.
strings.
That's great, and you could hear it. Parfreyville United Methodist Church from Parfreyville. They're reminding folks they have a turkey dinner coming up 1 month hence at the Parfreyville Hall.
And coming up behind that is the Fire on Ice float here in the parade today. Fire on Ice oval racing, held the second weekend in February at the Waupaca County Fairgrounds in
Too bad they
Waupaca.
couldn't do it this time of the year when it's nice out.
The snowmobiles wouldn't run very quickly.
Yeah, the ice doesn't last long, and sunny and 70. Is it up to 78 now, I think?
It's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day for a parade here in Waupaca. We're glad you're with us.
It is indeed a beautiful day. And if you can't be here, I'm glad that you have the opportunity to watch it on Win TV. And it's our understanding that it will be shown several times. So check with the folks at Win TV for your local listings.
And I'm alongside, and we're always glad to be here once a year for this great parade. And sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate as nicely as it did today, but we're here regardless.
This is the Waupaca Taekwondo Academy coming up. Dan, I love these kids. They say the most important thing about Taekwondo is learning respect. You build a strong body in a humble way, strong mind in a respectful way, and strong morals the right way. I mean, what a great credo. And then you see these kids and holy moly, I've got clothes older than that little boy, and he's out there breaking boards very respectfully. But it is, you know, people worry about kids. Well, it used to be they're spending too much time in front of the TV. Then it was, well, now they're spending too much time with on the iPad, the phone, or whatever. But you have to look around, and you see kids in groups like chain skiers and the orchestra and the city band and taekwondo and volunteering and doing good things. I'm thinking those young girls, their parents have to feel a lot more comfortable knowing that when she starts dating, she can smash a board with her fist, and want to make sure that her boyfriend knows that too.
Just one of the great youth organizations that we have here in the Waupaca area.
It's also a great source of firewood.
Great way to get some kindling wood anyway. Waupaca Taekwondo Academy.
We don't need no candy. We smash boards with our fist.
Coming up next, I believe we have St. John's Lutheran Church, Lutheran congregation located, I believe that's the one that's located east of Waupaca, north of Waupaca. That's the right one. Celebrating 130 years, encouraging people to read their Bibles.
I was going to say, and their message is a message, so they're perfectly clear, right to the point, don't need a whole lot of explanation.
St. John's Lutheran Church. Happy to have
Tony KK over in Waupaca.
And you can hear them, and soon you'll see them. Mark Krishak directing the Waupaca Community Band.
And on Friday evenings during the summer months, you can hear them live in a free concert in the bandstand on City Square in downtown Waupaca. You should really do that. If you're not, you're missing it. Oh, and on screen I see our friend Chris Johnson, who was the one who pointed out earlier what an absolutely stunningly perfect day this is for a parade.
By the way, tonight at 7 o'clock, join this group for a patriotic concert on Bandstand right across the street, right in front of the library.
Well, the band director is reminding people that tonight is the night for the city band concert in downtown Waupaca, right in front of the library. And it's a good idea to bring folding chairs or a blanket to spread on the ground. Some people will stop at a local restaurant and bring their supper. Waupaca Christian Church on your screen right now. Church advertises Vacation Bible School coming up August 8th and 9th. The theme is the superheroes of the Bible. Now, there's been movies about many of them. Representing superheroes are Queen Esther, Moses, Joseph and his many-colored coat, David slaying Goliath, and of course Mary and Joseph among the original heroes.
Now we're looking at the truck from BEK Tree Service of Waupaca, professional tree service serving the Waupaca and surrounding areas, following the footsteps of generations past with tree trimming, tree removal, and logging services.
Got to take care of your trees. They do a lot for us, like giving us the air we breathe.
And the shade here this morning. Jim's roofing in today's parade.
He put a metal roof on his golf cart. That took some creativity. Serving the area for more than 30 years with quality roofing. They brag that they climb like goats. They're not afraid to climb up on your roof, and let's face it, most of us would just as soon leave that to somebody else. We don't want to do that ourselves.
And I don't want a goat on my roof either.
No better a goat than me. WAHA, Waupaca Area Youth Hockey Association, provides Waupaca and the surrounding communities, young people, the opportunity to play the game they love. WAHA wins with skills on the ice and in life, one goal at a time.
And they brought their Zamboni, but fortunately they put it on a trailer today. Another great youth organization in the Waupaca area. Happy to have them with us in the parade.
Actually, I love the Zamboni guy. I watched him, and that's how I learned the most efficient way to shovel snow.
Okay.
And to mow your yard. Always watch the Zamboni guy. They know how to cover a lot of space and not waste any movement. Hello.
We're looking at a private entry, a four-wheel drive homemade with a roof called the Norwegian Cadillac.
Really? Well, that looks like one of those Rube Goldberg deals that we used to hear about. And I wonder how much of that is actually necessary to run that vehicle. This one is a little better design and probably a little better made. It's from our Waupaca County Highway Department. Thank goodness we don't need that anymore for at least a few months, but that's a plow truck. Building and maintaining quality transportation system for your safety and comfort.
I'll tell you, when we had some of those snowstorms last winter, we were glad to see one of those big yellow trucks come down the road with that plow pushing the snow out of the way.
This little car is from the folks at Ultracom Wireless, the cell phone provider. Want to remind you that they're around. U.S. Cellular. Can you hear me now?
I think you got your companies mixed up.
The plow truck is scaring the cell phone here. It's the truck asking, can you hear me now? Of course, when they back up, they beep.
Yeah.
And I believe we are very near the end of our morning's parade. I don't really know if the guy in the stock car intended to be in the parade. He does have a number, so I'm going to say yes. Could have been just somebody on his way to the races and ended up following the parade down Main Street here in Waupaca. But car number 72 looks like stock car racing. And as soon as I can see that, oh, JoJo's Little Norway Tap and Silver Lake, or Silver Lake Lanes and Little Norway Tap apparently are sponsors for this stock car. Oh, and the Hut Drive-In here in Waupaca. Levy Auction Service, all sponsors. But I don't know the when or the where of that stock car race. We'll have to check into that. And it looks like the fire department is going to be bringing the 2014 Hometown Day Parade to a close. They are signaling that the last float has floated. And I see the folks are getting up to move on to midday activities, one of which will include, I'm sure, a visit to South Park here in Waupaca, where the KC will have their annual chicken barbecue and snow cones, cotton candy, and people get to check out for the first time the brand new South Park Shelter House, which was just dedicated Wednesday. There's a whole new look at South Park. The old outdoor bathroom is gone. The old shelter house is gone. A new shelter house with a beautiful patio overlooking Shadow Lake is in its place. Hopefully everybody will get the chance to do that. We should go down there and sit in the sun. You look pale.
I don't know. I'm not any paler than you are. Well, as you said, the parade, the 2014 edition is now history, at least at this point in the parade route. And it's been a great day, a great parade, a great crowd on hand to watch it.
I just saw Fran Vergouwen and some of the guys who actually line up the floats for the parade. They went by. It's over. And the last of our Harley Riders is going by. We can see the streets lined with people who have just enjoyed a beautiful sunny summer morning here in downtown Waupaca, heading out for boating, swimming, golfing, picnic in the park. A great way to celebrate the freedoms that exist only in the USA.
And we want to give a shout out to our crew here at Win TV, the camera crew, and our director and
every year.
Yes.
We have to do less every time. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the parade, and God willing, we'll see you next year with the Hometown Day Parade 2015 edition right here on Win TV.
Have a great, safe, and happy 4th of July.